This is New Jersey Today. It's two-way talk hosted by Bert Barron, where the local issues that matter to you are front and center on the New Talk Radio 1450 WCTC and online at WCTC-AM.com.
How are you? It is 1:06 on a Monday afternoon, and welcome to the New Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. Yeah, it feels like a Monday, doesn't it? I'm throwing stuff at Dave Reich. Thanks, man. How you doing? 732-545-WCTC is our phone number. Toll free at 1-888-545-WCTC, and of course you can listen to us live on our website too. Also, if you've had the chance to take a look at our Facebook fan page sometime between Thursday and this morning, you saw I put up a story there about an auction of a pretty interesting piece of memorabilia. It is a signed Thomas Edison photograph, which is dated May 4th of 2011, which I think is very interesting. And I did some fact-checking on this. I always sort of do some fact-checking anytime I have to, give away something like this or whatever. I actually had the opportunity, I guess it was about a month, 6 weeks ago, something like that. I was at an event for the New Jersey State Chamber of Commerce that was held out at the Palace there in Somerset. Beautiful place. Fantastic. And I had the opportunity, and since it was the 100th anniversary of the New Jersey Chamber of Commerce, one of the pioneers, one of the early members, and if not the founder of the Chamber of Commerce, a guy who was right there from the beginning, was Thomas Edison, of all people, believe it or not. So his surviving grandchildren were going to receive an award on his behalf that night. So there were 3 surviving grandkids of Thomas Edison. Talk about being directly connected to history. They were there, and I had the chance to sit down and talk to them. Just brilliant people. Of the 3, I had a chance to talk to 2 of them, 2 of the grandsons. Brilliant guys. One of them is like some sort of professor or an engineer at a university in New Haven. But just great guys. And talking to them just about how much Thomas Edison was well ahead of his time, and obviously that goes without saying. I wanted to fact check this picture, because if someone tells me they have something that's a genuine piece of memorabilia, I have a way to go straight to the family and say, hey, is this legitimate? So I reached out to the one grandson who lives in Connecticut and is the teacher at the New Haven University there. And he looked at this, and it's so funny when they talk about him. They say, yes, this looks like something that Tom would have done. Not Gramps, not Grandpa, not my grandfather. Oh yeah, this looks like Thomas's handwriting and Thomas's work, because they talk about him like he's an historical figure and not just their grandfather. They took a peek at this, and they say it looks like the legitimate thing. It is autographed by him. It is dated May 4th of 1911. And Bobby Livingston, who is affiliated with the auction that is auctioning off this picture, says it's a scarce and outstanding piece. It features a bold prediction of success that would come to fruition in such different ways than its inventor could have ever dreamed. And that is absolutely true. And in talking to the grandkids that I had the chance to that night, I guess it was, again, about a month or 6 weeks ago or so, they said that it was amazing about how far ahead of his time he was. And he even warned back then. This was Thomas Edison talking to the brightest minds in the automotive industry, saying, you know what, I like everything about what you guys are doing here, but you know what? This dependence on other countries for petroleum, this is going to be a problem someday. And as we look at here in 2011, as we're here right now, how true was that? How evident was that? Now, obviously, not everything the guy did was a home run. I mean, we're slowly even kind of phasing out the light bulb, the incandescent bulb now, because it's such an energy draw that now we're going to more energy efficient things. But you know what? If Thomas Edison were alive today, you better believe that he would find a better way to sort of light a room, or to power a car, or to provide energy for our towns and to meet our demands. He would have loved this kind of stuff. The grandkids said he would have absolutely adored the technology that you had today, with the cell phones and the smart devices and the various mobile devices. He said that Thomas Edison would have ate this stuff up. He would have been fast. He would have been taking it apart, seeing how it worked, seeing if there's a way to make it better. He was truly just so far ahead of his time. And interesting, too, I had also asked them about, who in the last century is as close to your grandfather as you would say. And they said, you know what, probably Steve Jobs, which I thought was very interesting. He's probably as close to what they've seen in Thomas Edison in the last 100 years. But just some fascinating stuff to talk to. These are guys that were living history. I mean, these were guys that knew a historical figure and knew him well and interacted with him. And it was so funny, like I said, they talked about him as, oh, Tom would have done this. Tom would have loved that. Oh, if Tom was around. I said, you call him Tom. You don't even call him by his, you don't even call him Grandpa or nothing. Oh, no, to us, he was Tom. So, but the auction for this unbelievable picture is going to be running right on through Wednesday. And when we talked to the person who was from RR Auction, who got his hands on this incredible piece of memorabilia, we'll get some details about that and how you can get involved. He's going to be joining us coming up about 1:25 or so. I want to welcome in my special guest who is here to talk about a very, very interesting piece of history. A great living piece of history which any collector would love to have, and a great New Jersey kind of tie into it as well. A Thomas Edison photograph with a quote from him, which is just incredible. And here to talk about it from RR Auction is Bobby Livingston, who's joining us on New Jersey Today. Hey, Bobby, how are you? You're on WCTC Radio on New Jersey Today. How are you?
I'm doing great, Bert. It's wonderful to be with you in New Jersey.
Thank you. Good to have you here. This 100-year-old Thomas Edison photograph, signed Thomas Edison picture, is available for auction until the middle of the week. Can you give us some details on it?
Sure. It's probably the finest, remarkable Edison photo that we've ever seen. We've been selling signed autographs and photos every month for 30 years, and this is by far, as far as Edison, the most remarkable one we've ever had. It's a unique photograph. We've never seen it. He's sitting holding a big alkaline battery, and he's written on it, I believe time will prove that the alkaline storage battery will produce important changes in our present transportation systems. He signed it, Thomas A. Edison in a beautiful umbrella tee that he did, but he was talking about battery-powered automobiles at the time. He was really trying to introduce the alkaline battery as that, but the great inventor was proved correct in his use because alkaline batteries are still used today.
Yeah, of course, and obviously just a visionary, a guy who was just absolutely so far ahead of his time. It's just amazing. And in fact, I have a picture on our Facebook fan page, the picture that we're talking about with the little quote at the bottom there. The battery he's holding, look at the size of that thing. You imagine having that battery like in a cell phone or something today. I wonder how much that battery weighed that's in his lap there.
It was probably enormous. I don't know, but he was was so ahead of his time, and he seemed to have his hands on everything that became important in the 20th century. Just an incredible, the Wizard of Menlo Park, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And just the way he's looking at this, you can almost read his mind. He's thinking, okay, how can I take this, make it much smaller that it's almost portable, and make it about 100 times more powerful than it already is? You sort of get that impression just looking at him that's kind of what's going through his mind.
Yeah, it's a marvelous photograph.
Our guest is Bobby Livingston of RR Auction. We're talking about a Thomas Edison photograph that you can bid on. It is up for auction until the middle of the week. And let me just ask you, Bobby, how did you acquire this picture?
Well, we've sold millions of autographs. We're kind of in that market. Like I said, we do it every month. So we've got consigners from all over the world that come to us, and occasionally we see things that are unpublished and unseen, like this archive that kind of came from the gentleman, W.E. Holland, who was one of the engineers, the chief electrical engineer of the Edison Storage Battery Company. So it came from his descendants. So it's a pretty remarkable piece from New Jersey.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And anybody who's sort of like an Edison buff or just a New Jersey history buff would love to place a bid on this. This would be a really nice piece to own. And let me tell you, Bobby, I also did a little bit of fact-checking on you guys. Just about a month or so ago, I had the privilege of meeting some of Thomas Edison's descendants. I had a chance to talk to a couple of his grandkids, and I actually had emailed him the link that you had sent me about the piece, and he goes, you know what, that is Tom to a T. That is absolutely what he would say.
Yeah, it's it's remarkable that you tracked down his descendants. But we're big fans of Thomas Edison. We sell things written by him quite frequently. But like I said, this is by far the coolest thing we've had by him. So
yeah, definitely. So how does someone, Bobby? How does someone? Is there a website, or how does someone place a bid on this?
Sure. It's absolutely free. You just go to our website, which is rrauction.com. We're in Amherst, New Hampshire, and it's you go register. It's free, and then you can participate. The auction ends the December 7th, this Wednesday.
Okay.
But we have a full colored catalog we send out every month, and let them know we heard from you. You heard us with Bert, and we'll get you a catalog out for free.
Nice. How was the bidding bid on this item so far? Pretty brisk, you would say?
It's pretty good. I mean, it's already up to it's currently at $11,400.
Wow.
$11,400. Yeah.
Man.
So we expected to go for a little bit more than that, but we're really happy with the bidding so far.
Excellent. And the picture is this is an 8x10 picture we're talking about?
It's the picture itself is about 5x7, but it's mounted on a 6x10 mount. But it's bold. I mean, you just don't see Edison writing so bold in such pristine condition. It's like it hasn't been exposed to light or anything for a long time. So it's an incredibly mint piece.
Hey, 'tis the season for that Edison fan club, Edison fan on your guest list there, right?
That's right.
Tis the season.
We'll get everything out to you before Christmas if you win something in our auction.
Beautiful. And Bobby, what's the website that folks can go to place a bid?
Sure, it's rrauction.com. That's the letter R, AUCTION.com.
Excellent. And thanks so much for making this incredible piece of history available. And I'm sure we'll check back when the auction closes. Okay.
Thanks, Bert. Thank you so much.
Bobby, thank you. My pleasure. Bobby Livingston of RR Auction, our guest here on New Jersey Today. You can go to RR Auction, just like he said, letter R, auction.com, and place a bid on this. A little over 11 grand so far. Well, you know what? If you're a history buff and you're an Edison fan, probably something you want to take a look at, or maybe you know someone on a list. But there's how many pictures, actual photographs of Thomas Edison are left floating around? Not very many genuine photographs like this one. So this is pretty nice. Again, rrauction.com, and you can get some details on that and maybe place a bid. And if you do, good luck to you. And if you get it, let me know. You can talk to me on Thursday about the nice piece and maybe bring it in here and let me take a look at it. I would love that. All right, 1:35 on New Jersey Today on the New Talk Radio 1450 WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey, 732-545-WCTC or 1-888-545-WCTC.